Hello everyone and welcome to Dwarf Fortress. So what I plan on doing with this video is this isn't going to be a let's play like I normally do. This is really just going to be an update video on Dwarf Fortress. I'm just going to talk about some of the new things that have been added into the new update, because they do significantly change the way the game is played. There's been a lot of mining updates. It's mostly been mining and hauling from the way I understand it. There's been a few minor updates that I kind of want to talk about too, so we'll kind of get those out of the way first. The first thing that has been changed that I think is kind of neat is if you go into the military screen. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so you can see right here it says name squad. So they've actually changed it to where you can actually customize your squad names, so you don't have to rely on. Because, like, with two squads, it's kind of easy, because if you guys remember, like, obviously, I should say that this is my fortress from my Fortress Let's Play that I did. And mostly I'm using this one because I didn't feel like building a new fortress. Like, I didn't feel like going through and constructing the whole thing, although I'm kind of noticing some things where I probably should have. So we'll see. We'll see how this whole thing works out, because it's looking like a few of the updates that are supposed to be there didn't take. But, whatever. I'll mess with it a little bit. But with two squads, it's pretty easy to keep track of which one is which. But once you start getting more and more squads, it gets harder to remember which ones are your militia squads and which ones are your range squads. So if you just hit capital N, you can completely change the name of it. But I don't want to do that. Oh noes! What were these guys called? The Palisades of Speech? It won't even let me put their original name in. Oh, that's stupid. Maybe it was just Palisades of Speech. If I can learn how to spell. Ah, it totally was. Anyway, what I meant to do was the Fenced Urns, because these guys I've been calling the Brute Squad. SQUAD, right? Squad? SQUAD? Man, I'm totally putting my horrible spelling up on display. This is awful. I try so hard to make sure I spell words properly. That doesn't feel right. Is that... Whatever. Screw it. It doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it does matter, but it's going to bug me if it's spelled wrong. I mean, that doesn't look right at all. So I'll probably fix that later. Man, I feel dumb. Anyway, yeah, so you can change the name of your squads in the military screen, but you can also, when you hit V, you can go into Preferences, if it'll let me do it. Maybe it's General. No? No, it is Preferences. Yeah, okay, I was just in the labor screen. Okay, so if you go into Preferences, you can see it has the normal thing where it has, where you can look at the labors and you can assign the work animals, but then it'll also come up with the squad. So it'll show you the military information on there. So you can assign them to individual squads, and you can also name the squad from this screen as well. Man, that still doesn't look right. SQUAD, but it sounds right. Squad, right? Quad, squad. I'm sorry. I obsess over my spelling because I'm awful at it, and I like to make sure I'm getting all the words. Anyway, my neuroticism is coming out on film. And that caused me to lose my train of thought. What was I talking about? So I talked about the squads. Oh, there was like a bug fix, I guess, that's supposed to have happened, but it doesn't look like it's happening on mine. Maybe just because my entire river ended up being contaminated as like, see if we go, like, my entire river ended up being contaminated as stagnant water. But I remember the last time I checked it, the stagnant water ended right here, and the rest of this was all fresh. I mean, I don't know, maybe the whole thing became stagnant when I wasn't paying attention, but my entire river is stagnant now. And what it's supposed to happen is fresh water is supposed to override and destroy stagnant water. So if you remember, well, if you watched my old series, you'll remember that I channeled out this section because I thought that the fresh water from the brook would come through and mix up this murky, this murky pool, this stagnant water, and turn it fresh. But that didn't happen. This stagnant water ended up contaminating the river. It's supposed to have the opposite effect now. And also, I think fresh water is supposed to override salt water as well. Like, salt water won't mix into fresh water to turn it into salt water or something like that. So it's supposed to be that moving fresh water will override contaminated water, basically. It's supposed to be the way it works, but it's obviously not working on my map because I ended up like contaminating my entire brook before that update came into effect. So, I don't know. I thought it was something that would have been cool, but it's obviously not working for me because, for the reasons I just explained. So, now, on to talking about the other things. So, the big update that happened with this, well, no, I guess I should also kind of talk about the mining. So, I guess now, supposedly, let's actually find out, because I haven't actually really messed with it yet. Let's go ahead and mine this. So, what's supposed to happen now is when you mine things, whatever, you're supposed to get more. I guess all my miners are busy. You're supposed to get more ore out of the whatever. Let's say like this is hematite, so we should get more hematite ore. In theory, if I'm reading the notes right, we should get more hematite ore out of these walls, and we should also get more iron out of the hematite itself when we smelt it. Again, if I'm reading the notes right, I haven't actually messed with it. I'm actually probably going to cut the video and continue because I probably should have been doing this since like when it first came out, when the update first came out, so that I would actually know what I'm talking about. But like I've just kind of been putting off playing Fortress mode for a while because I'll do that. I'll play a game really intensely like I did with the Let's Play, and then I'll get bored with it and move on to other things. But yeah, so I'm kind of learning as I'm doing this video. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pause the video while we wait for this dwarf to show up. Like once he gets here, I'll come back. So see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, so I actually wasn't gonna show things like this in the update videos because this isn't a Let's Play. I just wanted to point out that we are being invaded. And I saw this glowing guy, and I was like, oh, is that a werewolf or some shit? It's the general. It's the goblin general. And it's a her, apparently. A human female. Hair is extremely long, she's weak, adamantine eyes, blah, 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 or aquamarine eyes, blah, 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 blah. So, there's that. I hate to tease you guys with this, because I'm not going to film the fight, because that's not what this video is going to be about. It's only about the updates and things. I don't know. We will see. Oh man, was that exciting? It's too bad you guys didn't get to see it because I didn't film any of it. But obviously I'm still here. Nah, I'm just kidding, you guys. Of course I filmed it. Why? You crazy? You imagine how pissed you guys would be if I didn't film that fight? Whoo! I can just see the comments now. Man, oh, you guys would have been so mad. Nah, I filmed it. It's not going to be a part of this episode because this is an update video where I talk about the new things that were added into Dwarf Fortress. So I will upload a different video, a separate video that's just that fight. So it'll be a little treat after this one, I guess, if you're into that. A little warning though, I sound a little bored in it because I'm not going to lie, I'm no longer invested in this fortress. I really don't care if it gets destroyed. I have a bad habit of doing that. Like I'll play this game, like this game and we have a love-hate relationship. I will play it intensely and just love it and be like, yeah, everything's awesome. And then just one day, once I get to some arbitrary goal, I just stop playing it for months. I just quit caring. So, I mean, it's not as exciting when I don't have anything invested. I mean, we've already reached the fortress goal. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, back to what we were doing before that siege. Oh, although I am kind of mad because now the elves are no longer oh, I guess they are trading now. No, it says there are no merchants trading right now. So, yeah, the elves got scared off. I mean, even though they're still here, obviously, they're still here. They got scared away by that siege, which bugs me because they had minecarts. They have minecarts and wheelbarrows that I want. So, I don't know. We'll see. But if we go back down here, the last thing that I was doing before the siege showed up was mining. But as you can see, it's not dropping any hematite. There's no hematite. the notes on the website said that they tweaked the mining to where it is no longer skill based. They did something to the drops. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is an issue with that I'm using an old version. I'm probably gonna have to start up a new fortress now to see. But I mean, if you guys are playing if you guys are playing the new version, you know, a brand new world, feel free to chime in the comments to go ahead and let myself and the other players know if this is normal for ore to no longer drop. I mean, because these guys are legendary miners. I mean, I know skill no longer has any influence on it, but I mean, definitely go ahead and let myself and the other people watching this video know what the deal is with that. I mean, I'll probably look it up later, but we'll see. We will see. So yeah, so whatever. I guess there's nothing really new to talk about with mining then, at least in this file that I have. But up here, as you can see, my stone carvers are carving out the tracks. So you can see this is now a dolomite track. It goes north and south. And then these guys are still carving it out. So once this track, it goes down to about right here. I'm going to carve some more stuff. Like, I'm going to set up this track to just to kind of demonstrate some basics. I mean, there's a bunch of wacky stuff you can do. Supposedly mine tracks are really complicated. I'm just going to set up a few of the basics so I can kind of show off some of the basic things you can do with tracks. I've never been very good at dwarven science, so don't expect anything too spectacular. There is one thing I kind of want to try, but like I'll leave it a secret and see if I can actually pull it off. But yeah, so I'm actually going to go ahead and unpause it so you can kind of see what they're doing. They're just, I mean, there's no animation obviously, but I mean, yeah, they're just kind of carving out the tracks. So they'll continue on like that. I will get a minecart or two made. Oh, I suppose I should also talk about that. So minecarts and wheelbarrows are the new things to be... Man, I'm forgetting all my hotkeys. Minecarts and wheelbarrows are the new things that can be made to transport things. Wheelbarrows are used in conjunction with... Wheelbarrows are used in conjunction with the stockpiles. So if we go into the stockpile menu, as you can see, most of it is the same. It still has change settings, and it has max barrel and max bend, so you can still set that. But it also has a new one that says max wheelbarrow. And you can change it anywhere from 0 to 3. Just hit the W key. And what that'll do is, if there's no wheelbarrows, then I believe the stockpile operates normally. It just has dwarves go out, and they carry stuff to it by hand. But if you assign a wheelbarrow to it, then dwarves will only move things to that stockpile with the wheelbarrow that is assigned to it. So they just grab any wheelbarrow that you make and they put it in the stockpile. And then it'll sit in that stockpile when it's not in use. So I believe it takes up a square, but I don't know yet for sure because I don't remember where. I haven't actually been paying that close of attention, to be honest. I'm sorry. I should probably do that. I should turn that off too. But let me see if I can find a dwarf. Like, I did a bunch of... Oh, there's one. So as you can see, I should do look instead of view. So here's a dwarf, and he is pushing a chestnut wheelbarrow. And if we look at it, inside it has willow logs. So what he's doing is he's going out, and he's, taking the wheelbarrow. Like right now I only have one wheelbarrow, I think. I might have more, because I've been telling him to make them. But I don't know. I think I just have the one. So he's taking this one wheelbarrow, and he's going out and collecting the wood and bringing it back. Now the good thing about wheelbarrows is they can actually go up and down stairs, just like your dwarves can. So you can, like in the very beginning of the game, you can start off not worrying about mine carts, just use wheelbarrows and just kind of have them transport things that way. The only thing is wheelbarrows I think can only carry 1/5 of what a minecart can. So they carry less, but they're more versatile, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like, you don't need any tracks. You can go pretty much over any terrain as long as you have... If a dwarf can get there... Drop my pen. If a dwarf can get there, the wheelbarrow can most likely get there. So that's the good thing about wheelbarrows. It's also supposed to make... I guess in the New Holland update, they changed it to where now heavier things are actually harder for your dwarves to move. So a wheelbarrow makes sense for them to have to actually transport it. Like stone is supposed to be much more difficult for your dwarves to move. I imagine logs are more difficult for them to move, although I haven't actually tested that. I've just kind of been screwing around. Like, the only thing I really had to move was logs, and I figured I'd screw around with the wheelbarrows while I was doing this video. So we'll go ahead and unpause it. As you can see, I mean, this is still Iron Hand, obviously, although it's the newest version. Although, interestingly enough, it's not made by the original guy. Like, he's doing something else. It's someone else. Like, someone else took it and was like, they just updated it for him. But yeah, so he's just gonna take that down the stairs and down to the wood pot, and my computer can screw up. That's cool too. But yeah, so I mean, that's basically really all there is to wheelbarrows. You can make them out of wood at the carpenter's workshop. You just go to, you know, the usual thing. You just hit A to go into it, and then you go down to, should be down here. See, there it is, wooden wheelbarrow and wooden minecart. So you can make them both. You can also make them from the, I believe, the metalsmith's forge. But I probably should have looked this up beforehand because I don't remember. I think it might be other objects. Yeah, there it is. So you go into the metalsmith's forge. We'll do this again so you can see. And you go into other objects, and then you pick whatever metal you want to make it out of. We'll just do iron by default. And then it's down here at the bottom. You see, iron minecart, iron wheelbarrow. And I believe that's all you can make it out. Like, I don't think you can make it out of glass or anything like that. That would just be silly. Green glass. WE? Window? Right? Weapons rack. No, that's a weapons rack. Or I can figure out the buttons. That's cool too. Yeah, no, you can't make them out of glass. I don't know why I decided to check to see if you could make them out of glass. That'd be stupid. So look, we have this heavy thing used to cart bricks, or not bricks, but stone and all kinds of other things. Let's make it out of glass. Seems like a good idea. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to set up this mine track, get a couple of mine carts made, and we will... Wow, really? The only things that dropped out of that whole shebang... Not one hematite dropped. Almost no dolomite. We got one dolomite that dropped. Man, so I don't know what's up with that. I really, really don't. I'm going to have to look into what's different with the mining. Because that's a little frustrating. Because I have three, check this out guys. I have three, look, 1, 2, 3. 3 legendary miners. That hallway should be littered with hematite and ore. That's some bullshit. I'm a little bit upset about that. Like I said, I'm gonna have to look into it to see if that is just this old save having issues, or I mean, like, if anyone else is having difficulties with that, if anyone else knows what's going on with the mining, definitely go ahead and feel free to chime in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here, and once I get some more stuff set up with the minecarts, I'll come back and show you guys that. So see you in a bit. Hey everyone. So I decided I'm actually going to go ahead and end this update. I guess this will be a two-parter. It is getting a little bit long. I don't really want to do a half-hour video that's just an update. I'll go ahead and separate them into 2 smaller ones so I have more time to talk about specific things. But there is one more thing I wanted to touch on real quick before I end this video. And that's also, if you notice in the stockpiles, so they've also added these things down here where it says, we'll take from anywhere, take from a pile/workshop, give to a pile/workshop. So you can set it up to where it will take from anywhere, so anywhere in the entire fortress, or take from links only. And that kind of comes into play with these two underneath of it. We'll take from a pile or workshop and give to a pile or workshop. So if you hit T, it tells it to take from, and then you can select another workshop, you know, specifically. But it has to be a stockpile that's similar to this one, I believe, because you can see none of the other ones are lighting up. But let's go up to the no, maybe not. Yeah, I guess I'm just being dumb again. So you can have it tell it to only take from certain workshops or other stockpiles. So let's select this one. So right here at the bottom it adds take from Mason's workshop. So now this stockpile will only accept goods made by this workshop, right? So you can kind of set up this whole long chain, which is where it has, you know, will take from links only. So you can set up this whole long chain to where, like, if you have stuff like way down at the bottom, like if you really compartmentalize your fortress, so like if we go all the way very down to the bottom down here, and we have like a little mini fortress set up where you know, they're making whatever, then you can tell them, okay, you know, you can have it set to move, so it makes it a lot easier for you to specialize, I guess, where you want things to go. And like, I'm really just going to talk about this generally. I'm going to set some stuff up later to where I can really show it in depth as to how it works. But yeah, and then, you know, the exact opposite, you can do G to only give to a pile or workshop. So, you know, you can really kind of set it up to where, like, you'll send stuff from this stockpile to another stockpile or to a workshop specifically. So if you have raw materials like stone or wood or bars or something like that, you can say, okay, so all the wood from this stockpile will only go to either the wood furnace or to the carpenter's workshop, or, you know, whatever. So it really allows a lot of specific specialization if you like doing that kind of thing. Or you can just completely ignore it and let the stockpiles operate the way they've always operated. You know, it doesn't. You know, it lets you have as little or as much control as you want. And then, as you probably just saw, I hit the D key and it erased that link. So we're going to set this back to take from anywhere. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to split this up into 2 videos. The next video is pretty much going to be all about minecarts and tracks, is what I'm going to focus on entirely. I'll probably go ahead and upload that combat video between this update and the next update video, just because I already have it, and why not, right? So yeah, that should be it for this update. Thank you very much for watching, and join me next time as we continue to talk about new things in Dwarf Fortress. See you guys then.